What's going on, guys? Grant Taylor. All right, so I've been wanting to make a video like this for a good while now, and it's kind of stupid this video even has to be made. All right, so when you go to a track for a first time, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen people do this, and hopefully you're not one of these people, and if you are, I'm so glad you're watching the video because use your brain. All right, so when you go to a track for a first time, I bet you, have you ever seen somebody riding backwards on a track? I don't get it. It happened at the track today. Some guy got on the track, rode backwards. My dad ran out in the middle of the track, had to stop the guy because I was coming, and there was this drop-off hill. I would have landed right on this dude if the timing would have been perfect for me just to land on top of the guy. But luckily, my dad got to the guy in time. It was at Three Palms on the river track. When you get on the river track, there's a sign. Track direction. It tells you the direction. It's got the arrow. Maybe it wants to go this way. This way. It told the guy where to go. Okay, compliments of FCA Motocross. So it told the guy what direction to go. He went around the sign. He thought if the arrow was pointing this way, so there's a lane on the track here and a lane over here, he thought I should go around the sign and go that way. No, if there's a sign, it's telling you go in the direction of the sign, where it's at. This lane here goes that way, okay? So I don't see the confusion there. Most people wouldn't. Okay, now let's take it a step further. Forget the track direction sign. It's not there. They don't have one, okay? Look at the track. If there is a jump, there's a face here and a landing here, you can tell people aren't going to be jumping this direction. Look at the flow of the track, okay? Say you're so new, you don't understand the flow of track. You don't understand, okay, steep side means jump, slope side means landing. Maybe you don't understand that. That's fine, okay? There were so many people at the track today, okay? They had probably 70 people just at one time. I mean, tons of people coming in and out, but at one time, 70 people, guarantee it. People on the track. I was on the track as he got on, okay, me. So if you don't know what direction to go, wait for other people to go around. I know that's crazy. So if he would have waited about 10 seconds, he could have waited for me to come around and be like, oh, that guy went that way. I'm going to go that way. I'm sure he's not going backwards since he's been doing a moto. He's been on the track doing laps for a while now. I know that sounds crazy, but just if you use some common sense, a little bit of street smarts, don't even need book smarts, you can be the dumbest guy and figure that out. Well, apparently you can't be the dumbest guy because you could be that guy. So I don't get it. Okay, so when you go to a track for a first time, say you're new to motocross, you're new to a track, you don't know where to go. Wait for other people to come around. I promise you, if there's 5 people on the track, there is a 99.5% chance those 5 people are not going the wrong direction at the same time. So just wait for them and follow them. Go in the direction they're going, okay? It's not rocket science, okay? Now, let's say you're new, or maybe you're not new. Maybe you're just, I don't want to say slow, you're just not as fast as, say, one of the pros out at the track that day. Okay, so there's a pro out there, he's doing a moto, you're on the track at the same time, he's coming up behind you and you get nervous. The worst thing you can do is panic and shoot across the track. Because as a pro, you're charging, your eyes are, you're focused, you're on the edge, your tires are about to break loose, you're on the edge. You can't, there's not a whole lot of time to make decisions in motocross. It's a very fast-paced sport. A lot of things are happening at one time, okay? So if I'm going this way and I'm setting up for my rut, and say there's 5 ruts across the track and going into this turn here, and I'm trying to set up, I got this one line picked out, and this guy gets nervous and shoots across, I don't have a whole lot of options. I can just slam into the guy, hit the brakes and crash, shoot myself off the track, possibly crash. If there's another lane next to me, I can go over there, maybe hit somebody else. There are so many possibilities because the guy got nervous and didn't hold his line, okay? There's a very large misconception that I just really don't understand. If there is a faster rider behind you, he probably doesn't want to hit you any more than you want him to hit you. That may not make sense. Let me specify and clear that up a little bit. If I'm doing a moto and there is a slower rider in front of me, he doesn't want me to crash into him. But surprise, I don't want to crash into him. Okay? So if he would hold his line and stay going this way, well, I'm going to go this way. I know that's crazy. A lot of people don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, and that's fine. But when I'm doing a moto and I'm coming around and this guy's looking over his shoulder, he's doing this stuff here. Here's some free training from my Grant Taylor MX training book. That I don't have a book, but I could write a book. If you look this way, you're going to go this way. If you look this way, you're going to go this way. So now, when you're doing this number, you're doing this, and you don't realize it because your head's turning this way. Your body is twisting. Every time your shoulders twist, your arms twist. Now your handlebars turn. Now your eyes is telling your mind, I want to go that direction. So now you're going this direction. Well, I'm going this direction. So now you're going back and forth, back and forth. Well, now you might crash because you're out of control. And on top of that, you're weaving. So now I'm going to be out of control because I'm making last minute decisions, or just a fast guy. It doesn't have to be me, or a fast guy. I don't mean me as a fast guy because we all know I'm not fast. So think about it. Hold your line. I don't want to hit you. You don't want me to hit you. No one likes crashing, okay? My goal is not to clean out the slowest guy at the track or anybody at the track. My goal isn't to clean people out. My goal is to go to the track, do some motos, have fun riding my dirt bike, and go home safe, just like everybody else, okay? Well, maybe there might be that 1% that just wants to go to the track and clean people out that day. I don't know, but I'm not that guy, and that's 1%, 1 out of 100. If 70 people go to the track in a day, of 1 in 100, you have a very small chance of that guy being at the track that day. So your best bet, just hold your line, go where you want to go. As long as you're not crossing the track, cross jumping, whatever, hold your line. And if you are cross jumping, you're not holding your line. So hold that main line, okay? Maybe not the main line, but whatever line you're in, all right? Now, pulling off the track, another one. Like I said, hold your line. I see it all the time. People get nervous. Like, oh, I need to get out of his way. So not only do they just move across the track, they get off the track. So if I'm here and this guy's here and he gets nervous and he wants to go here, well, now I'm over here and I'm in the weeds. That's not good. I don't want to be in the weeds. I want to be on the track. I want to the motocross track to ride a dirt bike. So hold your line. And if you do get off the track, make sure you're already on the edge of the track. Say here's the track, here's the line, there's the edge of the track. If you're on this line, okay, maybe you can get off the track because you probably don't have enough room for someone to get around you over here. So there's a small chance I'm going to pass you around this way. So, okay, maybe I still wouldn't recommend it, but that would be definitely a better way to get off the track because you're already on the edge of the track. But even then if you are going to get off the track and it's not at a track exit or a safe point to get off the track where there might be someone fast coming behind you, don't slow down, hit the brakes, and then exit the track. You get off the track in a hurry. It is a race. You get off the track as fast as you can and then hit the brakes. Because if you hit the brakes in the middle of the track, it's like hitting the brakes. Say you're on a highway. You're driving down a road and you're going down the highway. You hit the brakes to exit the highway before you get to the exit ramp. You don't do that. You just don't. You wait till you get to the exit ramp or maybe even past it a little bit. I know me. I just let off the gas and I let my truck just coast for a while until I drop down to speed because I don't want to use my brakes and I want to wear them out and everything else. So I just coast for a while. You don't slam on the brakes on the highway. You don't slam on the brakes on the motocross track unless you're going into a corner, obviously. But if you're exiting the track, you don't slam on the brakes. You just don't do it. Okay? Now, cutting the track. Now, this is a very, sensitive topic because I am a trainer. I teach kids. We work sections. So when you work sections, you cut the track. Yes. Now, as a trainer, it is your responsibility if you're a trainer. So for me training, it's my responsibility to tell my kids, you get on the track here, you get off the track here, and vice versa. And you make it very clear to those riders as a trainer. Now, some of the kids I work with are 4, 5, 6 years old. They have very small brains. They haven't developed yet. So maybe they don't understand things all the time. I've got a couple kids. A lot of you know my kid, Rooster, Ryan Ferris. He is kind of a different level from most kids his age. He understands things on the dirt bike a little bit faster than other kids. So I can tell him, hey, cut the track here, get back on here, I can tell him that from across the track. He knows what to do. Other kids his age don't have that level, okay? So you have to tell him, hey, this is where you might have to go over there and show him. Stand there, go. Then you have to run across the track. This is where you get off. Now, here's the thing. You don't do that on super busy days. And if you do, you do it in areas where the track is easy to get on and off the track, where you don't have to worry about traffic, okay? Or you just make sure you have a very experienced rider that knows how to, and I don't mean like a pro, I mean a very experienced rider as someone that understands the concept of getting on and off the track safely, so it doesn't become an issue for other people, okay? I've got some riders, they're beginners in racing, but they've been at the track so much, they understand, they're safe about it, they stop, they look side to side, like at a red light, and like, all right, nobody's coming, I can go. No issues. Now, I see unexperienced riders, not people I'm training, just people out of the track having fun that day, and they want to cut the track because, you know, they saw a fast guy get on the track. And he's like, well, that guy's going to pass me soon. I'm going to cut the track so I can get away from him. I'm going to get back on over here. Now, they're making last-minute decisions. They're cutting the track. Now, if a fast guy's come behind them, that causes issues. Like I said, pulling off the track, crossing lines, not holding a line, that plays into it. Then, also, they're cutting the track. So now, they may not pay attention when they re-enter, or they might misjudge, like, oh, this guy is coming. I can probably beat him there. Well, he didn't know it. That guy is an A rider. That's freaking Eli Tomac coming, and that guy just got plowed. Now they're both in the hospital. It happens. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how people can't think about these things. I've never done these things. I think before I do stuff. I know it's crazy. You might think like, oh, Grant, he don't think. Well, you're probably right. I'm not the smartest guy, but I've got common sense. And when I'm at the motocross track, I use my common sense, okay? Now, to tie into that, when you crash, I'm mainly talking to 50, 65, 85 parents, and there's even big bikes that do this stuff too. Parents, or bigger bikes that do this, if your rider crashes, or you are the rider that crashes, if you are not dead, knocked out, paralyzed, if you can move your body, you get up. You don't lay there. I don't care how bad your arm hurts. I don't care that you're pouring blood everywhere. I don't care. If I'm the rider and I'm a section behind you and you crashed on the downside of a jump, you get off the jump. You pick up your bike and you move. You don't wait for a pile up behind you. I saw it the other day. There was a race at Three Palms and I was helping. They asked if I could help flag. It was a youth regional for Loretta's. They asked if I could help flag their short flaggers. I went out there, yeah, okay, I'll help. So I went out there, I helped out. There was these 50 riders. These kids, I could tell their parents had never taught them how to get up when you crash. So this kid crashed. He was in my section where I was supposed to be flagging, and I was told by the AMA referee, when someone crashes, you don't go run and help them. You are a flagger. So I was told I couldn't help them. I was about 20 yards away from them in my section when they crashed. He crashed on the backside of a jump. So I'm sitting there, I'm flagging. The kid was too whatever, he didn't get up. He just sat there and just laid on the ground next to his bike. Well, guess what happened? Another rider came, plowed right into him because he's on the back of my jump, couldn't see him. Now that rider crashed. Well, now that kid, he's freaking out. Then another rider plows into him and he crashes. Now there's a bike on top of, or two bikes on top of one kid. Because these kids didn't get up. I know these are young kids. I get it. I was a young kid riding a dirt bike at one time too, but my dad taught me when I crash, I get up and I keep going. If I can breathe and I can move my body, I get up and go. It's a hard concept, I know, but parents, teach your kids how to get up. I know there's a parent, I worked with this kid before. I worked with him about probably 2 years ago now. I worked with him. His dad taught him, if you crash, you lay there until someone can come help you get up. What? No. If you crashed and someone ran over your back 15 times and you got a concussion, you were knocked out for a second, okay, yeah, you rest easy, buddy. We'll come get you, you know? But if that's not you, if you tipped over in a corner and, oh, you got a little boo-boo on your elbow, maybe you snagged your arm on a rock, or your brake lever nicked your finger or something, you don't wait for someone to pick your bike up and come start your bike for you. I know a lot of these 50 riders, I know a lot of them can't start their bikes, but let me add to that. it's not they can't start it. They were never taught to start it. Their dad's like, okay, I'll just start your bike for you. And I get it. You want to be a dad. You want to help out. Okay, whatever. I mean, well, I'm not saying I get it because I'm not a dad, but I'm a trainer and I've worked with tons of kids. And I see parents do this. The 50 riders that can start their own bikes are generally the 50 riders that win races. It's a weird correlation, but the kids that know how to take charge and do things on their own are generally the kids with the confidence to go win a race. Okay? So teach your kid to get up when he crashes, or if you're that guy, get up when you crash. Don't just lay in the middle of the track. If you lay in the middle of the track and you get hit by someone else, if I come over a jump and there's a guy laying on the middle of the jump because he crashed, maybe he's hurt. Okay, I've crashed and I was hurt before. I crashed one time and I wadded up, dislocated my shoulder. My shoulder was 2 inches out of place. This shoulder has been dislocated multiple times now. I crashed. It was a triple step up. I hit a braking bump off the face, hit false neutral. It caught. I looped out. I flipped backwards, landed on my feet, flipped, rolled, dislocated my shoulder. My bike was stuck wide open. I ran to my bike, killed it, then ran off the track. So I knew I couldn't pick my bike up in the condition I was in, but I got off the track because I knew I can't sit in the middle of the track. Yes, I had a dislocated shoulder. My arm was just hanging, and I thought I was going to throw up, and it was terrible. I didn't enjoy it at all, but I got off the track. Crazy concept, but I got off. There was one time I crashed and I did not get off the track. Is because I couldn't. I physically could not move my body. I could not get off the track. So I got this super sick bump on my shoulder here. That's why I crashed. I had a lot of injuries. A lot of stuff went wrong that day. I physically could not get off the track. They had to put me on a board thing to get me off the track. That's the only way I could get off. That was a very different situation. I spent the night in the hospital that night. That is different than, oh man, I scraped my elbow and oh, I don't want to move my arm. Well, your legs still freaking work. If your legs work, you move. If your legs don't work and your arms work great, well, then you crawl. You get off. Get out of the way of other riders. Do it. I don't get it. Get off the track. Get your bike off the track. Get your bike up. If you can't start your bike, you start your bike off the track. Don't just sit there and like, oh, my bike sucks, man. I see it, I'd say 9 times out of 10. I go to the track, people start their bike, or they crash and they can't start their bike. So they just sit there in the middle of the track, just kick. It's like, dude, you've been kicking your bike for 30 minutes and you're still in the middle of the berm. What are you doing? If this was a Supercross race and there was a rider in your position in one spot for so long, they would red flag the race. You can't sit in the middle of a track for so long. Watch Supercross, watch outdoors. They start their bikes up and they go. If they can't get them started, they push their bikes and kind of mosey off the track a little bit. Because you can't just sit there and just expect people just to keep going around you. They're at the motocross track just like you are. If you were riding and you're doing a moto and there's a guy crashed, you don't want that guy in the middle of the track. You want him to move so you can hit that line you want to hit. Or maybe there's only one good line that day and he's in the middle of the line. Get out of the line. Move over, let people ride. So that way you can go start your bike somewhere else, go throw your temper tantrum somewhere else. I've had a bike that didn't start. Back in 2010 or 11 or something, I don't remember what it was. I had a 2009 Honda 250. Bike rode good. The worst starting bike ever invented, okay? They had, the cam was designed different, whatever. The bike did not start. Once it was hot, that bike did not start. I had 3 races where I DNF'd because I had stalled it or crashed or whatever, and I couldn't get the bike to refire. We push started everything during the moto, couldn't get it to start back up, okay? When that happened, I got my bike off the track. Yes, I was mad. I didn't take my goggles off, throw my goggles in the middle of the track, take my helmet off, throw it in the neck brace. No, that just makes insult to injury. You just look more stupid than before. You already look stupid because you're punching your handlebars and you're doing all this. If your bike doesn't start, get it off the track. Try and start it somewhere else. If it still doesn't start, you tried your best, get out of there. Start pushing, whatever. I don't care. As long as you're off the track, I don't care what you do. But don't do it on the track. It's that simple. I've been in these positions. I'm not just some guy like, oh, I saw this. This was stupid. I didn't like this. I'm going to complain about it. No. I've been that guy. But was that guy with some brain smarts, some confidence, and I was, oh, there's people coming behind me. I probably don't want to sit here when there's a 250-pound dirt bike with a 250-pound dude on it, because there's some big dudes out there, and he's coming at 500 pounds total, coming 15 miles an hour and accelerating in my direction. I am getting out of there. I don't want to die. That's 500 pounds of boulder about to run me over. I don't like those odds. I'm moving. Okay? So, what did we learn today? If you're new to a track, wait for other people so you know where to go. Or read the signs. They're really not hard to read. I mean, if you can speak English, you could probably read English. And if you can't, have someone translate if it's that big of a deal. And if you can't find someone to translate, then watch other people on the track. Unless there's nobody else there that day and you were the only person there, which at that point it doesn't matter, do backwards motos. I don't care. I've done that before. Some tracks just flow better backwards. I've done that. But not when other people are there. You can't ride a track backwards when people are there unless they're doing it with you. And that probably isn't going to happen. Okay? So just don't do it. All right? Great. Thank you. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. If you know somebody that needs to learn how to go to a motocross track, show them this video, because there's a lot of people, it's sad to say, a lot of people need to see this video. Okay, send this to your friends, share it on Facebook, tell your friends, subscribe, like, leave comments, tell me, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm wrong, maybe everything I just said was so dumb and you wanted to let me know about it. Let me know. Tell me how stupid I am in the comments. It won't be the first time I've been called stupid. I promise you that. And it's not going to be the last time. But in situations like this, I'm right 99.5% of the time. You're not going to tell me I'm wrong here. And if you are, you're going to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. I'm not going to get mad at you for being wrong. You have every right to be wrong. But just know, you're wrong. All right. Tell your friends.